What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Trailmakers Creations by ThatDomGuy. First thing we're going to be taking a look at is the big tank, because that's just what it is. He's a big tank. He's not a small tank. He's a very big tank. It's not for small peoples. So as we can see, we got monster wheels all the way around. Plus we got some truck tires on the inside to go with our overly done suspension. It's not wishbone, it's not ham bone, it's suspension bone. So there's a driving seat up front here, and then there is a seat up here for our turret. We can get the turret. As we can see, we have WASD controls for our turret, spacebar for the beak cannon, bang, bada bang, bada bang. Also in the front, we have some cannons, some small mini cannons out front there, so we have our machine gun action, which can be controlled from the turret at the top as well. That is a full 360 turret. And again, that is weighted, and you can see there underneath, it's actually a bunch of angle sensors that are laid on their back, so they're facing straight up with a servo in between them. That way it acts as a giant smooth surface for it to rotate on. So if we jump out of there and we jump down into the main driving seat, we now have control. Of course, we have our tank steering. Con would be so proud. And then we have our off-road tank ability. Now the front does stick out a wee bit, but as long as you can get that first tire on there, it actually climbs really, really well. She's a tank. Good suspension. Nothing super fancy about it. It's just basically a tank, camo tank. But it's almost maximum complexity. I think it's at 660, 670, somewhere in there. So couldn't make it any bigger, couldn't add any other fancy stuff to it, which I would have liked to. Number one opens up the front panel here where the guns are. See the machine guns fire in succession. So both the machine guns and the cannon are both operatable from the driver's seat as well as from the gunning turret. Missed both times. So yeah, that's the big tank. I'll be uploading that as soon as I'm done here with y'all. Alright, let's take a look at our next build. So this build, I don't even have a name for it yet. As far as I just call it a container cannon, container launcher, container remover from the world. You can't destroy containers, but they differ from barrels in the sense that barrels will fly off as far as your render distance and then just hang there in the sky and stop until you actually get closer to it, and then it continues rendering in like a sphere around you. Whereas the containers aren't active objects in the same sense as barrels, in that the containers will literally fly across the map. They don't stop moving when they leave your render distance. So I wanted to try and build a gun or a cannon or something that would launch containers like a serious distance. I tried it with magnets before. It didn't work too bad. But I noticed that the small mini cannons, and the small cannons as well, if you have enough of them, they actually create quite an impact when you hit a container with, you know, a dozen or more of them. They actually push it quite hard. So I built this to load up and launch a crate. So let's go to this red one here. This is the one here we're going to pick. So this is how this sucker works. It's best to watch it in action. So we'll pull up like this. Actually, we want to grab it from the side, so we'll just back up a wee bit. This thing's got some serious weight on it to hold it stable so that I can manipulate these crates. We'll go like this, we'll pull up like that. So now, here's the fun part. Okay, so now we're going to spin this arm around. We're going to hit number 7 to extend it. I'm going to spin it around like this, line it up there. Okay, that's all good. We have plus and minus, which is our tilt here. So we're going to tilt this down a little, tilt this entire thing down, hit our space bar, activate our magnet, and then we'll just slowly tap this up like this. We'll straighten that up, maybe bring it back a little bit more, our plus and minus again. So we'll lift that. About like that. Then we'll just gently rotate that around. Place that down here on our container holding device, and using the arrow keys and the plus minus, so we can get it down to about there, and then we can let go of the magnet, and we can move our arm out of the way. We can bring that up. That should fall into place just like that. We'll hit number 7 again to bring this down, tuck that out of the way completely. We can even use that to give it a little tap tap, get it in place. We'll move that out of the way completely. So now WASD again, we can drive with this. L is the actual launch. So let's just launch it into the clearing like this. Now I'm going to have to hit the L button to launch it, and then I'm going to jump out of the vehicle so we can actually follow it in the sky. And let's see what this does. So we'll hit L and then jump out. So that didn't go too far. So let's get back in here. Yeah, settle down. Settle down. Okay, let's go grab this blue one. So we just pull up beside it. Good about there. Rotate L arm around. This. Do a little bit of this action. Magnet. Pick that up. We'll rotate this back a bit. Rotate this way. Make sure we are lined up. We'll drop that down nice and easy. Let go. Move that arm out of the way. Hit number 7 to bring that back down, and then we can use the arm to give it a little tap into position here. Tap to tap. We also have the ability to rotate the container once it's on the magnet. So if you need that, there's full degrees of motion, and then N and M, as we can see, lift up our tray. So let's rotate this back around here and see if we can't get this to sit on there properly. Like that. So maybe now we'll drive it a wee bit, see if it'll fall down into position. Come on. Don't need the magnet. Alright, so we got that like that. That's not quite... Yeah, let's use our... Seems how we have the ability to do so. Let's grab that and rotate it slightly. Oh, you can move it back a little bit, but like that, then let her go. Bang, she's in place. We'll just tap it forward a wee bit, like that. Now we've got it lifted as well with those pistons, and let's hit L, jump out. And where did it go? We're going up and up and up and up. Oh, there it is. Way off into oblivion. Hey, look at that. That sucker is going to go and go and go. Like, we're going to land that on Snow Island. Oh, into the drink. So that, as you can see, that launches containers a serious distance. The pile of containers over there in the by the bays, by the docks, I was able to launch one of those containers and actually land it up here on these walkways. So those small minigun bullets actually have quite a bit of push. So I think one of the other things I'm going to try and do is build a vehicle that you can drive around that uses mini cannons as a pusher, so that you can push one of these containers around like a soccer ball, and then you can use this entire map as a field, and all you need to do is determine where your goalposts are, and you can play soccer with a container. I think that'd be fun. Well, that's container launcher. if you're looking for something interesting to build, that's a great idea to try and build one of those. I think I had more fun building the arm just to grab it and put it on there. That's what took the longest anyways. Alright, that's all I got for you in this video, folks. Thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in, thanks for subscribing. If you like the content, check out these videos on the end screen here, and we will see you guys in the next one. Ciao.